Hey, what's up, guys? Wildchild here. Welcome to some Battlefield 5 Squad Conquest Destruction. And what happened with Medal of Honor? That's my question, my friend. It's a question that I've been asking myself lately because, well, in case you don't know, Medal of Honor is a video game. It's a first-person shooter game that has an extensive history in the gaming industry. And I got right here the little research because I didn't want to make any mistakes. But the first Medal of Honor was released in 1999 for the PS1 to the PlayStation, so it's all good. And then after that, they just released other Medal of Honors. Uh, uh, like Xbox didn't get it, or PC, or it was just going back and forth between, between consoles, but mostly, consoles and PC, not all of them. But let's talk about in this video about the last two Medal of Honor games because those are the ones that I have a little knowledge. So the Medal of Honor 2010, that's the name of it, Medal of Honor 2010, and I highly recommend to look gameplay footage of it if you haven't seen the game because it was pretty awesome. The multiplayer component of this game was created by the guys who are behind the Battlefield franchise. We know these guys, and they did an amazing job. And the game had some positive reviews, and it was pretty good. And they introduced this thing that I thought was pretty awesome, because I thought it was a pretty cool combination between like Battlefield and Call of Duty. They added this score streaks, but the twist in these games were the score streak were either defensive or offensive. So defensive, you could throw, I believe, like flak jackets and smoke and ammo and things like that. And the offensive, that you can use stuff to kill the enemy. So you get to pick which one you want to use, depending the situation. So I thought it was a pretty cool idea. So the Medal of Honor 2010 did pretty well and well received, and it was an awesome game. So 2012 Medal of Honor Warfighter, that's the name of the last one they released, and I did play this one. Same concept. I mean, the previous Medal of Honors were all like World War II. So Medal of Honor 2010 it was Modern Warfare. So was Medal of Honor Warfighter. So Modern Warfare, pretty cool stuff, pretty cool ideas, and the campaign for Warfighter was awesome because it was inspired by actual events. So what you were playing the campaign was real stuff. So I thought it was pretty cool idea. I like that, and I thought it was pretty awesome, man. I enjoyed the campaign. It was fun. The multiplayer. Well, this game was developed by Danger Close Games, and the multiplayer had the same idea as the previous one. So I thought it was pretty cool. I did play that one. I thought it was awesome. I thought it was great. But what happened was the game didn't get good reviews, and people complained too much about it. And in other words, the game flopped, and that's it. That was the end of the Medal of Honor until this day. So I got a little something over here. So I'm gonna read this to you. In January 2013, CEO Peter Moore of EA announced that the Medal of Honor series was taken out of rotation due to the poor reception and sales of Medal of Honor Warfighter. So yeah, the game flopped, and they said, you know what, that's it. Just one flopped, and they said that's it. So the reason why I'm bringing this up today is because I believe they need to bring Medal of Honor back. Because it's a really good game. It's a really good stuff. It's really good, man. Like seriously, look it up, and you won't believe is that all because looks so cool. And B, they need another game in the rotation so these guys will have more time to work on their games. Look what's going on with Battlefield 5. I'm not gonna complain again because I don't do that much. Make videos about and complain about it. But we know what's going on with Battlefield. We know that the game is not ready. We know that this game needed another year. That's a fact. We know this. If they would have released Medal of Honor, a new Medal of Honor in 2018, DICE would have had another year to work on Battlefield 5 to make the game better, to complete the game, to make the game they want it needs to be, right? And it would release this holiday season in 2019. So when I was watching EA Play, I think it was the name, at E3, they didn't announce any game, and I was a little disappointed because, I mean, not that I hate Battlefield 5, but I was looking forward to another game. It's always, I don't know, it's always like that. You look forward to another game, see what's gonna be next, right? And nothing announced. So obviously they're going to support this game another year, and well, they better fix this game, right, and make it good. So my point is, we wouldn't have to wait this long if they would have released this game, Medal of Honor, right? They released Battlefield 5, like all perfect, and with all the maps, all the game modes, everything working. None of this nonsense of getting rid of game modes because nobody wants to play it, and these all this nonsense, right? All the modes, everything ready, all the maps working. None of these. Oh, we're gonna release just for TDM and Conquest because and Squad Conquest because Conquest is not working, and we don't know what's going on. So they obviously have some serious issues with the game. So obviously another year would have been just perfect for these guys, but the suits, right? The bosses made them release the game that wasn't ready. So once again, that's my point. We need Medal of Honor back in the rotation. And Medal of Honor, I don't know who probably could. I don't know. Then you close, develop the game again. I don't care. The game was pretty good. Give these guys, the chance to create another game. Just to work on the game for a few years. No hype, no nothing. Just create a game and just announce it on I don't know, special occasion at some E3 or something. The game for this holiday season would be Medal of Honor. Boom, and just make it really good and just wow people again, just like they did in 2010. It was a pretty good game. It was pretty good. 2012 was good too, but 2010 I think did a lot better in terms of reviews and all that. So that's my point. Another game to the rotation would have been just perfect. Modern Warfare, a la, I don't know, Battlefield 4 or that game. There's a game called World War 3, and I looked gameplay footage of it, and it looks pretty awesome. So a really good game like that, man, could get everybody just excited, right? And when they release Battlefield 5 and just a complete nasty game and super awesome, everybody was just like blown away by how cool Battlefield 5 is. And then the next game, I mean, people are saying could be Battlefield Bad Company 3, whatever the game is. Again, another game that had more time in development and fix the game. I don't think so, and just make it really good and release with no problems at all. So that's my point. We need Medal of Honor back into rotation, man. I don't know why these guys are so like stubborn. So, but yeah, it just I don't know. I don't know why. It just that you don't have to be a I don't know businessman to know these things. It's just pretty obvious. It's business. Just bring more games, good games, and you just keep the chain. A little bit like Call of Duty is doing. You got like I don't know how many studios now. I think it's like Hamada is not involved anymore. Or I mean, at some point they had 3 studios, right, working on Call of Duty games. That would give more time to these guys to do whatever they want to do, to create other things, to maybe explore other things, and that's good. Exploration is good in terms of video games because give these guys a chance to create something different, to create something unique, to create something fun, and that's all good with video games. But when these games like rushed like this, nothing good comes out of it. It's just frustration for everybody. For EA now pressuring DICE to fix the game, and DICE being pressured by the community, and the community pissed off because the game doesn't work, and nobody wants to play the game anymore because the game is not working properly. So it just nothing good comes out of it, right? And it's just common sense. It's just common stuff. So I don't know why they just go this route and they don't just make it easier on everybody. So Your homework, my friend, is to go ahead and take a look or just check out some footage of the Medal of Honors I mentioned. If you type on the web, YouTube, 2010 Medal of Honor, and then Medal of Honor Warfighter, you'll find plenty of gameplay footage, and you'll see what I'm talking about. It's not too bad. It's not that bad. And a game like that, it probably look better than some of these new games that are coming out. Really, they were ahead of their time. They were really awesome, good stuff. The sound, and really cool. There's a mode. There's a game mode called, I believe, Sector Control. Pretty chaotic, pretty awesome, pretty fun stuff. That's what I remember. But I remember like the customization in Warfighter was fun. Was pretty cool too. That was like really cool stuff, man. And the camos, and I thought that was. I thought it was good, but people didn't like it, you know. And you know how it goes. People just complain too much, and it's just like a chain of complaints, and that's it. That just scared the guys at EA, and they just call it. That's it. Imagine if they would have, if they, if that was the mindset nowadays, no more Battlefield, because Battlefield 5 flopped. Well, not flop, but you know it's not doing so well with reviews and stuff. Then that's it. No more Battlefield because. So I don't know. I thought it was a dumb idea just to get rid of the game, but they need it back, man. They need it. They needed Medal of Honor or Hardline. What happened with Hardline? You know, I mean, I wasn't too crazy about the whole cops and robbers, but the game was fun. The game in a way was polished, and it was a pretty good little twist. And I think I do have gameplay footage of it, me playing that game. I'll put a video at the end of this one. Put a link of the video. Pretty fun stuff. Yeah, I remember that one. That wasn't too bad. The M16 was pretty good. I remember that gun. It was pretty awesome. So, but they definitely need to focus on these things. So things like this won't happen again. What happened with Battlefield 5, you know, and so they can, like I said, just work on it. There's a lot of things, you know, that I'm pretty sure. I'm sure there's a lot of weird things that comes out when you're creating games. I don't know, just like everything else, you know. If you're working on something, you can have a little errors. You can have to fix things, and a video game is no different. Maybe more complicated, and they need sometimes extra time to work on things. So hopefully they learn the lesson. Hopefully they don't make the same mistake twice, and hopefully the next game that they release is just good and like ready, like really ready to be played and to be enjoyed for, you know, all of us who enjoy video games. But let me talk about this little gameplay because the game is coming to an end. This was a tough game, man. I played with some of these guys on the enemy team a few nights ago, and I mean they're not on my friend list, but I remember their names and they were pretty good guys. And I saw them in this game. Like, wow, so it's gonna be a tough one. And it was a tough game. We really had to play like really smart and aggressive and go after the objectives and look for those kills. And it was a pretty fun game. So it was a bit of a challenge, I have to say. It may look easy, but it was definitely a challenge for me because these guys were really good and they really push your skill level to another level. And that's when you realize the stuff that you do wrong and right in when you play the games. And it was pretty awesome because all this stuff makes you a good player, right? It's all about evolving as a player. Because if you always play against people who are not that great, you're not going to evolve. You're going to stay there, and that's not good. But these guys, when you play against people that are better than you, you really learn other things, and you just become a better player. And I love it. So yeah, these guys were pretty good. So kudos, shout out to the enemy team, man. I like to build people like that. So game already ended. It's 21. I think it's 21-6. So no bad. Not bad. I'm happy with the results. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this gameplay commentary, and I would like to hear your opinion about this Medal of Honor. Do you think should be in the rotation once again? Should they bring Hardline back? So let me know in the comment sections, and I'll see you, my friend, on the next video. Alright, later.